We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Changeling. We are here with Allie interrogating us about what's going on with Danny. I don't know. We held hands. You saved my life yesterday. Well, last night. Yes. Oh, come on, you're killing me. What kind of things? Were you always this nosy? Yep, you're just never sitting on any gossip this juicy before. There is literally nothing juicy that happened. Out of the blue, Danny texts me to see if he can give you a ride to school. And you're telling me there's nothing going on between you two? I felt my face go hot. Oh, I get a choice. Uh-oh. Can I save? Jeez. There's not. I mean, that is. It's not. Does friendship count as something? There really isn't. Well, we've been talking about friendship a whole lot, so does friendship count as something? I am only saying this one time. Danny and I are just friends. I don't know if I want that choice, and kind of don't like that choice. There's not. I mean, that is, it's not that I don't like him. I mean, not like I do like him. The ride at school had nothing to do with that. Wow, that was significantly less coherent than usual. Because you're asking weird questions. There's nothing going on between us. We're just friends. Friends! And you're not interested in being anything more than that. I didn't say that. I mean, I'm not saying I am. Wow, you totally like him, don't you? No. I mean, I don't know. I buried my face in my arms again. I haven't known him long enough to like him. There's no rule for how long you have to know someone first. She patted my head and I glared up at her from my arms. Don't worry, I'm rooting for you. I let out a long, strangled groan. Even if I did like him, I mean, he was a werewolf. And I was I don't even know what. Some kind of weird fairy or something. Surely there was some inherent difficulties with that combo. I couldn't even begin to contemplate that on top of everything else. I just wanted to change the subject and talk about something else. Actually, there was something I was wondering about. Changing the subject? Yes, but I actually do want to know about this, so it's a perfectly valid topic change. Lay it on me. I've been wondering, what is the deal with Halloween or Samhain? Or both. Danny was going to explain, but he had to run off. The only thing that you've really said is that there's an increase in activity in the paranormal community or whatever. What does that really mean? And what's so dangerous about that? That. Yeah, well, it's probably something I could spend a whole day trying to explain. I checked the clock on the far wall. You have about 7 minutes. Allie laughed. Okay, crash course. At certain times of the year, the position of the Earth in relation to the Sun and other planets can cause shifts in the amount of magical current in the atmosphere. Magical current. Yep, there's basically a continuous flow of magic going through the air. It goes all around the globe, almost like a circulatory system. Starting at midnight on Halloween, those currents begin to overflow. And the culmination of that starts at sundown on the 31st, or Samhain, I'm assuming. It drops off sharply at sunrise and goes back to normal by sundown on November 1st. Okay, but what's the relevance? Why is everyone so worried about it? Well, the balance of natural and supernatural depends on those currents. When there's suddenly a lot more magic energy in the area, obviously there's a lot more paranormal activity as well. And because of the location of Pine Hollow, we get a lot of strange things flowing into town on those currents. Sometimes they get stuck and can't leave, so other times they cause trouble. So there's a lot of different stuff we have to keep an eye on. That's the abridged version anyway. There's also some stuff about gates and ghost roads. Ghost roads? But I don't have time to get into all of that. I feel like is there like a journal? This is a scribbling noise. Your girl was confused because I feel like they're writing it down for key information. Danny's a member of the Paranormal Mysteries Club and werewolf. Werewolves are a bit different than a lot of folklore, where they're depicted as monsters and vicious killers. Seems like real werewolves are just people who have been transformed into werewolves. The scribbling, she's scribbling down information. Oh. Usually pronounced as so-in. So-in? Or Sow-in? 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 Okay, at least we know how to pronounce that. H-E? I'm guessing all these blurred out, or not blurred out, but scribbled out words are things we'll eventually find out about. So that's really nice. It's just not random scribbling noises that I'm hearing. It's the journal. But I don't have time to get into all of that. How can they rely on kids for this kind of thing? I was just talking to Danny about this. We're not just kids, we're interns. We work for them and they're short-staffed. Woefully so. We're not some big city. PSI is already a small department. PSI. Paranormal Surveillance and Investigation is a department within the agency that keeps an eye on the increased activity. Anyway, I'm glad you asked about Soin. Since it said it was pronounced Soin. Because I was thinking I should probably come by and put some words up around your house. Words, like warding off things? Yeah, basically. Is that necessary? What kind of bad things were going to be trying to get in my house all of a sudden? Probably not, but just to be on the safe side. They have really pure life energy, can be attractive to creatures who feed on that sort of thing. You're afraid something will try to eat me? Well, it's not like I think anything definitely will, but since you can't really defend yourself yet, it might be good to be cautious. You going to go put up wards for you and Brenna too? This is your first... I don't know how the Samhain is originally... I'm gonna say Samhain because it said it was originally originated from that word. As a full-blown cryptic, they've experienced this enough times that I think they can protect themselves. I kind of hate the idea of needing to be protected. When do I get to learn techniques to defend myself? When do I get to do something besides being useless? Allie didn't seem impressed by that statement. She looked away frowning. You're not useless, you're new at this. It feels like basically the same thing. Was it like this when you first found out that you're a witch? Well, it was just a totally different situation. I already told you that I nearly got myself killed, so you can imagine what it was like. She shrugged, but I guess I did feel useless at first, yeah. Useless, helpless, and overwhelmed. I think everyone who suddenly finds themselves on this side of things probably feels that way at first. I'm tired of feeling useless. I want to do something besides be helped by others. I let out a long, frustrated sigh before I grabbed my things and started out. Cheer up, you'll get the hang of all this soon enough. I'll have time to teach you some things after Samhain, okay? I hope so. Literature was torture. After the conversation with Allie that morning, it was hard to even look Danny in the eyes, much less read a romantic comedy with him as my partner. Allie, I was going to kill her later. I was just glad the beginning of the play was less romantic than later scenes, with people blatantly declaring their love. Besides, Elliot and Mark reading lines behind us was enough of a distraction to keep me from getting too embarrassed. Mostly. Danny seemed sort of distracted anyway and spent most of the class frowning at his playbook. Finally, I had to say something. Is everything okay? Huh? Oh, yeah. Did you find out what they were talking about in the clubroom this morning? No. I did tell Sean and Derek to leave you alone, though. That's good. I still wish I knew what they were talking about. Maybe it was just because Brenna was there, but I really didn't trust that it was something to do with Danny. I'm sure it was nothing you had to worry about. I'm already worried about it. I'm worried about everything. Right now, the only thing I'm worried about is why Benedict is such a jerk. Why is he calling Patrice a parrot? He's not calling her a parrot. They're just trading insults. He's insulting her wit and she's insulting his, well, everything. Why do I get the feeling they're going to fall in love by the end of the play? Because you're familiar with the formula of romantic comedy? I guess so. And now we are back on the topic of romance. Great! I try to force myself to focus for the rest of class. The morning passed quickly. The rest of my classes weren't quite as torturous as literature, but left me little time to worry about the paranormal. And it's only that was a relief, during class anyway. I got to be just a normal person who didn't have to worry about magic overflow, werewolves, or mystical sleepwalking. Or it would have been nice if that was the case anyway. As it was, like I'd said to Danny, I just worried about everything, whether it was paranormal or mundane. And soon enough I was heading back up to the clubroom to meet Danny for lunch. I totally forgot he said there was a surprise. When I answered, he was already sitting at the table reading something. He looked up and smiled as soon as he saw me. Hi! I smiled weakly, definitely not thinking about the morning conversation with Allie. I did not like him. Not like that. Okay, there was actually a distinct possibility that I did. I tried not to think about it. This was not a date. You okay? Yes. Sorry, just tired. Long night. You know, you were there. Yeah, I can imagine. So, where are we having lunch today? Come on. He took my hand and led me to the door where we usually use for the library, knocking 5 times in a distinctive rhythm. He opened the door and... it's so pretty here. Oh, I love places that are like so full of like greenery. Instead of a library, there was a small courtyard with a couple of tables. Whoa, what is this place? He led me through and I knew instantly we were nowhere near the school. It was too warm, and the trees were green. It felt like a late spring or summer, not mid-autumn. To be honest, I'm not sure exactly where it is physically. It's connected to that door in the cafe that Corbin's family runs. Alright, Corbin, haven't seen him around lately. I was gonna say, with Danny's route, I don't know if it's gonna be like this with all the other routes, but we didn't really see the other boys. We saw Mark here and there. Yet to see William. Haven't seen Corbin. Haven't seen Ewan. We saw Elliot. And then, did I already say we saw Mark? I believe so. My memory's so bad. He may show up today, but I think he's been busy with some things. Agency-related things? Seems like that's usually what everyone is busy with. No, he has some responsibilities that fall outside the agency's jurisdiction. Oh, I wonder what that means. Mysterious. Anyway, I hope you don't mind that Mozzie will be here today. I laughed. Well, that was totally unexpected, and honestly made me feel a little less anxious about this whole thing to know we wouldn't be alone anyway. Of course not. I can only imagine how sad he'd be if you and I both had lunch somewhere without him. It was going to be just the 2 of us, but he gave me these incredibly sad puppy eyes. I'd seen that look before. So you caved. I caved. I've been wondering, why do you guys call him that anyway? It was Danny's turn to laugh this time. It's what his stepsister calls him. I guess it just caught on. But what does it mean exactly? I could tell you, but he'd probably kill me. The door opened again. I looked over expecting Elliot. Oh, hey, Ewan? I was to say William, wrong person. Instead it was Ewan. He frowned at us both as he walked past. Don't usually see you here, Dan. We had a rough night. I thought it would be nice to avoid the noise of the cafeteria today. And the smell. I think they're serving something with fish. Ewan grimaced and crossed the courtyard to flop down under a tree on the far side. I forgot he usually eats here. So it was never going to be just the 2 of us anyway. All that worry for nothing. I hope we're not bothering anyone. It's fine. As he spoke, he turned to his side, facing away from us. So friendly. I lowered my voice and leaned closer to Danny. Do you think we really are disturbing him? I was trying to ask quiet enough that Ewan wouldn't hear. He could be kind of standoffish, but I didn't think he was a bad person. He was just hard to read, though. He was nice sometimes, but other times not so much. I didn't want to pick a fight, really. Danny shook his head. I don't think it's a problem. He's just a bit shy. Shy? Really? Danny pointed to his head and nodded. It's the head thing, at me. I guess that made sense. Probably didn't help that the first time I saw the head thing, I fainted. But it's not like we hadn't talked once or twice since then in the club room. We'd even cleaned together. Not that cleaning together usually formed a deep bond of friendship. Hey! There you are. I had no idea where Elliot entered from. It wasn't the usual door. He just seemed to appear from nowhere carrying several white bags of what I assumed was lunch. That was fast. Well, they had it ready for me when I went in. He shuddered slightly as he took the bags to one of the tables and set them down. Aya? Is that how you say it in their name? Aya was working the register. That made us terrifying. Aya? One of Cora's siblings. Elliot started unpacking sandwiches in plastic cups. Huh, I'm familiar with scary siblings. Yeah, your scary sibling is another one I'd like to have a conversation with. Please don't. Remember, I have to live with him. I could only imagine how well Spencer would take a talk from Danny. Ewan, they put one in for you too. I didn't think Ewan was going to join us, but he actually did drag himself back to the table at the promise of getting food. He sat across from me, but immediately buried himself in a club sandwich without looking up. He is so cute! I watched him for a moment before I remembered that. Yes, sometimes his head fell off, and I didn't want to see that while eating. I mean, that's quite a sight to see, to be honest. I would be terrified. I quickly looked elsewhere. I see you've acquired a full harem at this point. Should I be jealous? Allie, this is where we've been. I looked over my shoulder to see Allie there and immediately glared at her. I was so going to strangle her later. Oh, I just realized she said harem. I thought harem means all girls, though. Or does it not matter? Can it work in both ways? Save it for when they start fanning me. Hold on, Allie. Yeah, no, it's not a harem. No, I kind of like this fanning one. Kind of want to choose this one, but I'm sure it's not going to be good. So I'm going to just replay it if it's not that good. Say the jealousy from when they start fanning me with palm leaves. While shirtless and loincloths? I am so not wearing a loincloth. Just the name is weird. I'm in agreement there. Loincloths are creepy. I see, but shirtless is okay? Yeah, apparently. I suddenly remembered what happened last night and I felt heat slowly creeping into my cheeks. Shirtless. The image of Danny crouching in the dark with moonlight playing over his toned back popped into my head. No! I jerked my eyes away from him and forced that image out of my head. Allie was smirking at me in a really irritating way. I shoved her shoulder. Stop being weird! You're the one being weird. Why is your face so red? It's not red! Oh god, it was definitely red. It kind of is not. Glared at him. His eyebrows went up. Definitely not. Next to me, Danny was laughing. I was definitely imagining crawling under something to hide. Allie sat in the free spot next to me and started riffling through the bags for a wrap sandwich with her name. So this is where you went, where you met you were having lunch. Yeah, I guess so. Is this where you normally eat? Usually. I don't eat in the cafeteria much. The murderer is pretty used to us ordering lunch. At the very least, you and I are regulars. The murderer? That's their last names? I noticed. Wait, the murderer? Allie turned the white bag around so I could see the front. It had the silhouette of a black crow. It's the name of their cafe. I don't think I mentioned it before, but Corbin and his family are all wizards, and they all have crow or raven familiars. So it's because of crows it's called a murder? Yep! Clever! That is quite clever. Kind of weird too, but I guess to most people it would just seem kind of hipster. So Danny, what were you and Michiko doing last night anyway? I meant to ask you this morning, but I didn't see you around after literature. Last night? Oh shit, I didn't tell Allie. Mozzie? Was I not supposed to say anything? Sorry, I must have been seeing things. Yeah, seeing things, not hearing things. Elliot, god damn it. He laughed awkwardly and looked away, rubbing the back of his neck. Hello? Last night? Well done, Elliot. The one thing I absolutely did not want to talk about and was doing my best to forget. I was probably just dreaming or something. It's too late for that now. Ella and Ewan were both staring at us. Great. So, did you two lovebirds have some kind of late night tryst? What is that? And Michiko, you didn't tell me? I'm hurt. Danny... Allie, I didn't do anything. Danny shifted awkwardly at that. No, that isn't... I buried my face in my arms to hide the fact that my cheeks were flaming red. Can someone please just shoot me? Oh my, these reactions are much better than I anticipated. It was not a tryst of any kind. It was a thing. Well, that's descriptive. Care to elaborate? I sighed, not totally sure what to tell her. Elliot, exactly how much did you see? Well, I just saw the two of you coming back from the woods. Why were you in the woods? I really hadn't wanted to tell everyone about that. It was bad enough that Danny knew and was so insistent on helping, but there was clearly no way to avoid it now. Allie would never let things go, or this go. Oh shoot, and I'm way over time, so Allie, you're gonna figure it out in the next episode when I tell you about my whole sleepwalking issue. But I'm pretty sure, like, she was there when I was younger and it happened, but we all didn't know that it was, like, me sleepwalking for some reason for days. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Has to run the